Hey guys, welcome back to a new tutorial of how to build your own free website and web server for free. I apologize for the last tutorial as the sound quality was really poor. I really apologize for that. Let's recap what we did last time. Pretty much we defined what does a domain mean, web server and website, and we explained the difference between each one of them. I just would like to add something to the last tutorial. When I said web server, I explained it a little bit, but I forgot to explain one more thing. A web server is basically multi services are running on this web server. So a web server is not a server by itself, but it became a server because there are multi services running on it, such as LAMP stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP services. So Apache basically is the heart of a web server, and you have PHP. It's one of the most common languages used in web programming, and you have MySQL as a database, server. All this stuff we will go through all of them, but again there are a lot of other services such as mail service. Excuse me guys. Alright, so we will get to all of that stuff. Alright, so first I hope you downloaded everything we talked about last time. Alright, so let's get to download our alright, so these are the things that we talked about last time. I hope you download the Ubuntu and VirtualBox if you are running virtual machine. If not, then I hope you have another computer. Alright, I hope you have Putty already. These are optional, you don't have to download them. So let's get to work. Let's start by installing our virtual machine or VirtualBox, let's call it. Alright, so go to where is it located at, and I think my external hard drive just got disconnected, so give it a second to reconnect. There we go. I hear it. There you go. Alright, so open wherever you installed your, or wherever you downloaded your VirtualBox. Oopsie. Alright, so I have it right over here. Double click on the installation file. Okay. Hopefully this process won't take you too long. It might take you an hour to two to finish up the operating system installation. Alright, so just go through this, just go with the next, it's fine. Install everything we need. Networking is very important, so make sure that it's gonna be installed. Will be installed on local hard drive. Alright, next. If you want, you could do whatever you want from here. You could create desktop shortcut, a launch bar, whatever you want to do. I don't need none of these stuff, so leave or just a file association. Alright, leave that, doesn't matter, whatever. Okay, installation. It tells you that your network will be disconnected once you install it, so I agree. Go ahead and do that. Install. Alright, it's gonna take a couple of minutes to install. I will pause the video and be right back when it's done. Alright, so when it's done, just go ahead and start it right away, or if you want, you could reboot your machine, it's fine. So go ahead and finish. VirtualBox should start up like that. That should be your main menu. Alright, so on the left side you see a list right here, an empty list. That is fine, it's empty because you have nothing installed yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and start installing. You see where it says new right over here, the left top corner? Click on it. Alright, you should be prompted with this menu. Enter your new server name. I'm gonna call it Ubuntu Server. That's spelled right. Alright, and I'm going it will choose by default Ubuntu 32-bit, so I'm fine with that, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and continue. Next, give it a memory of 1024 will be just fine. It's not a big deal. Again, we're running a virtual machine, okay? So if you're running it on a real machine, then of course you would need at least 4 gigabytes of memory, at least, and then you would need at least 40 gigabytes of hard drive. but for demonstration purposes I'm going to go with 1024 megabytes of or 1 gigabyte of RAM. So go ahead and click next. Alright, create a virtual hard drive and choose a virtual disk image VDI. Next, dynamic allocation, don't choose fixed please, make it dynamic so you can change the hard drive later, and set the hard drive max to 10 gigabytes. Again, you could change this later, and you also could pretty much, if you are running on a real machine, then at least 40 gigabytes is recommended. Right, so go ahead and create. Give it a couple seconds. Cool, so everything is good right now. Right, go to settings. Go to settings and scroll down all the way to network. Choose a bridge network. You could leave it NAT, but I like bridge network. Choose your Wi-Fi card. I have this one, Broadcom. Okay, you could pretty much play around with these. You can choose NAT if you want, right? And that'll be good. Go ahead and hit OK. Now go and choose your server and hit on start. Okay, so first time you start a new machine, it will always ask you for the installation CD, as long as it doesn't have a operating system. So again, if you have a hard drive, if you have a CD drive for your server, go ahead and insert it and choose from here where it's located. Otherwise, choose an ISO image, just like what I'm going to do. So go to wherever you store your ISO images or image. I have it in my PC and my external hard drive and operating systems. I have Ubuntu right here. There you go. Okay, choose an ISO image, open, and start your machine. It will take a couple of seconds to load, a couple of minutes, doesn't matter. You could raise this notification. Alright, so this is your virtual machine. Click on it to be inside the machine and choose capture. Now right now you are inside this machine, and choose English, and then go with Ubuntu Server installation. Give it a couple of minutes to load up. Alright, so right here it asks you for the language of the installation. Assuming you will choose English, so go ahead. If you don't want, then fine with me. Choose a country, United States. It asks you if you like it to auto detect your keyboard type, so such as it's Latin keyboard, US keyboard. If you don't want, you can say no, but I'll go with a yes. And ask you to enter one of these characters. So I have a Y character on my keyboard, so I'm going to press it. Okay, then it asks you to press one of these letters on your keyboard, either one. I have W, so I'm gonna press W. And right now it asks you if this character exists on your keyboard or not. No, it does not. No. Basically, I'm gonna keep saying no on this menu until I get out of this menu. So I don't have none of these characters. It also tells me that my keyboard is a US based keyboard. That is correct, so continue. Alright, so right now it's installing. Give it some time. Again, if you were to install a real server, I would definitely recommend a high performance. Your computer to have high performance, such as dual CPU at least, 4 gigabytes of memory, and 40 gigabytes of hard drive at least as minimum. You would also need, it's recommended that you have static IP address. You don't need to have it, but it's always recommended. You should ask for your ISP if you have a static IP address or not. Okay, even if you don't, everything will be fine, except that every time your IP address changes, you need to give it to the people again. Or if you have a domain name, then you need to update the domain name IP address every time. So that's if you have a dynamic. Dynamic means it changes every time. Static is one IP address, doesn't change. So just keep that in mind. It helps also if you have a high-speed internet, because every time somebody logs into your server, basically they are uploading, your server is uploading data and they are downloading it, so your speed internet will be pretty much dead if you have a lot of traffic. That's why, alright? That's why home servers are not always a good choice unless you have a very high speed internet. My internet is 100 megabytes, but still it's not very high for this case. Alright, so host name, enter host name. I'll go with whatever you guys want. I'll go with Webserver or just server one, doesn't matter what you choose. Dot YouTube tutorial. You know what, that's too much. Server one dot computertech.com. Alright, this is not gonna be a real domain, nobody will be able to log into this, but it's always recommended that you have your host name such as this one. Subdomain, then domain, then .com, .net, whatever, .local, whatever you want. Nobody will be able to visit this link. It's just a name for your computer basically. Alright, enter your username. Not username, but basically your machine user full name. So mine. So I'm gonna go with mine. Alright, right here your username for your account. I'm gonna go with mine, only that. Password. Make sure you choose a password that you memorize. Alright, so it asks you if you would like to encrypt your home directory. Basically it tells if you want to make it protected and nobody can view the files inside it. We don't want to do that for now, so I'll go with a no. Okay, so if this is your correct time zone, then go ahead with the yes, otherwise no. This is my correct time zone, so yes. It's pretty straightforward setup. Shouldn't take that long. Okay, so right here it asks you for the hard drive. What would you like to do? Would you like to set up encrypted LVM or just LVM or just the entire disk? I'm gonna go only the entire disk. Again, do not worry if you're running a virtual machine. When you choose entire disk, it's not gonna erase your real hard drive. It's going to erase the 10 gigabytes you gave you, which is empty in fact. So do not worry about it. Go with the use entire disk space. This is my hard drive, so go with the OK or enter, same thing. Alright, so right here again this is confirmation message. It tells you that the changes will be written on your hard disk. Go with the yes. By the way, this is the second time I make the video. The first one was, again, the sound quality was sucks, so this is the second time doing it. Hopefully this one is better. Alright, right now I will pause the video since this will take some time to finish. I think, yeah, it will take some time to finish, so I'll just pause the video and I'll be right back when it's done. Alright, so after a while of your installation, you should be prompted with this message. It asks you to enter a proxy. If you do not know what is a proxy, please go ahead and press on continue. If you have anyone else that owns your router, you could ask them if your router is running behind the proxy or not. But if you don't know where is it, then go ahead and continue. But if you do know and you have a proxy or your router is running behind a proxy, go ahead and enter it. I'm gonna go with just continue by pressing on enter. Alright, I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds to see what's gonna happen. Then if it keeps loading, I'm gonna pause the video again. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I think I'll just pause the video till this is done. Alright, you should be prompted next with this message. It asks if you would like to install upgrades or not. I definitely recommend that you install security updates because they have more protection. Of course, they patched more. Oh, excuse me, guys. Oops. Oh shit. Alright, be right back. Hold on. I just messed up something. Be right back. Alright, so we're back. Alright, so sorry about that again, guys, but once you get to this point, you basically want to install security updates. They're really helpful. They patch a lot of problems with their previous updates. It's really secure for your server to have them, but I'm gonna go with no automatic updates for now because I don't intend to leave this server up and running. But if you do, please install security updates. Alright, alright, so right here you would like to install OpenSSH server. This server allows you to pretty much run your server through remotely, which means through Putty or any other similar software. You would want to install LAMP server. Again, LAMP stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP server. You would want to install mail server, but we will go with Dower just for now. Okay, we will install it later on, and pretty much that's what you need for your server. Again, this is called the minimal server, so yeah, that's what you're gonna need pretty much. And alright, yeah, so now just press on continue and let's go ahead, do that right now. Alright, I'm gonna wait till this finish. I'll pause the video once more. When this is done, I will continue the video. Or actually, you know what, without even pausing it, here you go. Please enter your MySQL root password. Alright, so for your MySQL or the database, you should have a password set up for it. I'm gonna enter a password. Again, you must memorize this password. So right now it's gonna configure every server we just chose. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna pause the video and be right back when this is done. Alright guys, so after the installation is done, you should be on this screen. Don't worry, there's nothing wrong. This will take some time. You can press enter as much as you want, it's fine. This screen will take some time. Alright, so your computer did not freeze, the machine did not freeze. Just wait till it's finished. Alright, just wanted to point that out, and I guess I'll pause it one more time. So as you can see, right now started to install your group bootloader. The grub bootloader, it's basically something that helps your operating system to install a different operating system on top of it when you need to do so. So basically that's what it's going to do right now. Don't worry about it, just leave it. After it's finished installation, I think this is the last installation left. After that you'll be done. So yeah, just stay tuned. I'll be right back again when it's done. Alright, next you'll be prompted with this window. Just go ahead and press on yes. And again, now we'll start installing once more. Well, finishes installing. Alright, we'll pause it again and continue when it's done. Yeah, this process takes a long time right now. Oh, there we go. Right, only a couple of seconds before I pause. There we go. Alright, so finally the installation is completed successfully. Right now you should reboot your machine. However, before you reboot your machine, go to devices, CD devices, and if you had a CD, then just eject it. Otherwise you would go to also CD devices, and I think the CD should be ejected by itself. There you go, you just press on this one, I guess, and it should be ejected. Yeah, I believe so. Oh, you just you select it and you would put on remove disk from virtual drive and force unmount, and you just go with continue and you're good to go. Right now your system is going to be rebooted, and hopefully our installation went All good without any problems. There you go. You should be prompted with this message. Disappeared right away. Basically asks you which way would you like to start your server. Alright. This stuff should say okay on the right side. It should say okay on the right side, but for some reason you don't see it on mine. That's fine. There you go. So right now your system is, or your server is being started. That's cool. Just ignore that message. Alright, right now just log in. My username was Mohan and my password was my password, whatever it was. Don't worry, when you type your password nothing will appear. That is fine. Okay. Alright, great. If you are prompted with such a message, that means you have logged in successfully. Thankfully we have our server up running. It's still not online yet, but we have our server installed. Let's just do something really quick. Let's check if we have internet. Great. There is the IP address at my server cached. You could ping google.com just to double check. Very good, works. Great. So alright, you know, sometimes you'll have problems with your internet, the network. That is fine. If you do so have a problem and you cannot solve it, please email me and I'll make sure to solve it for you. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We learned something from this tutorial. Hopefully then the next tutorial will be installing all the services we need. And I think that's pretty much for today. Thank you again. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Have a wonderful day. By the way, sorry, you could just turn off your machine by typing the command power off and you're good to go, or make it sudo power off. Sudo basically stands for administrative rights. Enter your password once more. Power off. Sudo power off. Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.